Nostalgia and retro gaming go hand in hand, but with nostalgia becoming a big industry, lots of companies are trying to get a piece of the pie. Now, of course, you have bigger established companies that do nostalgic related things. You have smaller companies who have created an identity for themselves and are now trusted. And then you have companies that had people involved in the video game industry involved in them that ended up being absolute scams. Looking at you, Coleco Chameleon and Intellivision Amico. So whenever a new product for retro gaming comes along, if it's not from one of the established companies or companies that have a track record, you kind of raise a few eyebrows. You might remember a couple of months ago or so, I believe it was during the summer, we talked about a brand new FPGA console called the Super Sega. Now, this seems on paper to be something really cool. An all-in-one way to play Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega CD, and Sega Dreamcast games on one device. They showed off a video of some of these games running on the FPGA cores, and there was a lot of promise with it. But of course, you kind of got to wonder, well, who are the people behind this? Is Sega going to be cool with this? Are they going to try and C&D the product or anything like that? Probably not, but still, it's a question that you have to have. And really, what's the cost of this going to be? They said 300 euros, 400 euros, a lot of dollar amounts got thrown around out there. Well, today, a brand new presentation just went up for the Super Sega, and, well, we're going to look at this together here because there are some questions that that need to be answered with this video. So one thing I just want to note before we get into this, and this isn't a knock on them or anything like that, but presentation is very important, especially when we're showcasing something that you are trying to sell for 300 to 400 euros, which translates to a little over $300 and $400 in the US. You know, you want to be able to wow people. You want people to be invested in your product. And, you know, throwing on a white little lab coat is cool. But like, why are we in an all white room? Why is the video quality a bit grainy? Why don't you have a lapel mic or a boom mic or something like that? I don't know. You know, these are questions that you have to ask. So I'm going to assume that this is the individual who is spearheading this project, and they show you basically the board itself. They show you, you know, the different slots on it and stuff, you know, your different inputs and outputs. Super Sega modeled on the board here. I'm not someone who knows about like how to look at a board and like establish if there's anything like that I should be looking for on here. We have various controller ports and stuff like that, USB ports as well, various outputs for different signals, HDMI, looks like there's composite or a component as well, the different cartridge slots that you can use for the various different games. So, you know, this itself looks fine to me. You know, I'm still not thrilled about the presentation because you have to invest in yourself a little bit. Like, I get that it's easier said than done, but when you're essentially doing a presentation with information on your product and you're wanting people, which we will see in just a moment, you're wanting people to give you money, like you gotta come correct with this. So you can watch all of this, the explanations. You could see like different ports and stuff on here as well. It's all fine and dandy, like sour candy. It's in a different language, but you can do translate on it to get, you know, information. But you could pretty much see what they are trying to do here. But then there are, we have this demonstration here, and this is the official demonstration, mind you, for this product. They are trying to get money from people, which we will see in just a moment. And, you know, I get it, showing off-screen stuff. You could see here you have the Sega SG-1000. That's another cartridge slot. That's the far cartridge slot here. Master System, Mega Drive, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, and Dreamcast with this. I'm not a huge fan of the interface of this device as well, but that's fine, you know, as long as it works. They show you, like right then and there, that's a little bit weird how the controller did not pick up the signal for going up until the second time. So right then and there, I have a little bit of hesitation, which is this actually gameplay or is this potentially a video? So he tries to put the cartridge in the slot here, and then it doesn't boot up. So then he takes it out and he blows in it, which you're not really supposed to do. But I mean, I still blow in cartridges, so I'm not gonna fault that, all too much or anything like that. It does say that the slot is on or in. It says slot in, so I'm guessing that it is reading that the cartridge is in there. And then there's a cut. What was that cut? What was that cut? Watch again. We see, and we're going into it, and then there's a cut. I don't like that. I don't like that. And then we show some gameplay here, and then we show this. This was really weird to me as well. The fact that he struggles to put this Sega Master System cartridge in. Like, you could kind of see underneath him. And like, what are you doing here, bro? Put the cartridge in. Why is this taking so long? It doesn't take long to put it. We're still going. We're still going. This is like 10 plus seconds to put a cartridge in. Is the slot not? We're still not done. We are still not. You couldn't edit this, but you made jump cuts, and now we have slot in as well for this. I think it says in. It's hard to tell on this, but once again, let's watch. So we're going to go to slot in. Oh, jump cut. Jump cut. Clearly a jump cut. Like, come on, dude. What are you doing here? He really likes this song, though. But let's watch a little of the gameplay here. Let's watch a little bit of the gameplay. And I want you to see if you notice something that I noticed here. We're getting into the game. We're jamming along. He really likes this song, man. And, that's cool. You got to have passion for what you're doing. If you don't have passion, that'll be the death of you. So we're going to play, I don't even, what is F1 Championship. Getting really excited here. And I can't see his hands. I can't see his hands. Now, I'm not saying that he's not playing the game. There are questions on whether or not this is just a video or something like that. But that would be at least a way to check any sort of input lag. That would be a way to show that it's either 1-to-1 or it's off a little bit or something like that. And it's obviously not going to be something like 240p test suite where you can really, identify it. But this is not instilling confidence in me if I can't see your hands. And then you can see here we go to turbo outrun. Once again, same sort of situation. There's a jump cut when we choose the game to going into it, which, why is it every time? You don't want to show the credits, maybe? Like, I don't know. That's just kind of weird to me. And then they show Gunbird 2, which I don't even understand. I'm guessing that's off of an SD card or something like that. Fine. Okay. But here's where things get even more bizarre with this. I already have a lot of red flags with this. And then this just kind of takes it up a notch. So we've changed to a blue coat here. A coat of many colors. And I'll just let this video play and explain to you what they are essentially saying. At least because the video itself doesn't make it very clear what they're doing. But from October 24th, so tomorrow, and this is done with, or actually by the time you're watching this, today. So from today to November 4th, they're going to be doing open pre-reservations for €3 if you're interested in obtaining one of the first units at a special price. That special price is still not given to you. But at a special price, you give them €3 and it will help them decide if the product or the project goes ahead or not. And the number of pre-reservations will depend on it. If you do not go ahead, the €3 will not be refunded. So there's two different, see, he's telling you that there's two different ones. Why are you making this so complicated? Why are you making this so complicated? So there's an option where you get the, like, even the comments of the video have people not understanding. I want to reserve and take a chance, but I don't quite understand. How long will the pre-order window remain open? Until 4th of November. If I want to guarantee a first release at the best price, do I use compromise or no compromise? Use the compromise. So there's this weird thing where it's like there's a compromise pre-order and a non-compromise pre-order. And I'm sorry. I am sorry. But at this point in time, I am out. I am out. I don't understand what you are trying to do. I don't understand it. Because if you're trying to get people's anticipation level for this, to get people excited for this, I don't think you're doing it on a 139 subscriber channel. I don't think you're doing it with a presentation where you're doing jump cuts and you're not showing, the controller. And when you do show the controller, it's just a generic Xbox 360 controller. But when you do show the controller, there are instances of it not syncing up properly. It's not reading the up input on it. And I just feel like there are way too many questions. Like €3 is like $3.23. So it's not a lot of money. So maybe that's their mantra with it, like, because it's not going to help with the mass production of this. Is that going to lock you in and then we're going to charge you later on down the road? Is that the compromise price for it? Because if they have access to that information, then you're just kind of screwed. There are way too many red flags with this. It seems like a good idea in principle, and if you take everything at just face value, sure, it does sound cool, but these videos, I feel, damaged any sort of interest that I would really have in this project. Because now it's like, well, now you've planted the seed of doubt that this might not happen. This might not be a thing. This might not ever come to fruition because of the compromise or no compromise, and you're doing pre-orders for a week? A week? That's ridiculous to me. That is ridiculous. You have to invest in yourself. And like I said, I know it's easier said than done, but if you're not investing in yourself, why would someone want to invest in you? And it doesn't look like you're beyond just this board that you have that could be or couldn't be functioning. We don't really know. What have you done beyond that? So I'm out on the Super Sega. I am curious to see kind of what happens with this, because I don't think they're going to get a lot of pre-orders, and this is no disrespect towards the creators of this. This is just my opinion on it, because I am the person that you want to convince. I'm the potential consumer with this, and you haven't done a great job of it. And if anything, I feel like these videos did kind of a worse job of making people excited for the Super Sega. But maybe you're on board with this. Maybe you got your €3 ready. You can go to Super Sega's website and pre-order it right now. And, maybe your $3.24 will allow you there's different price points in the compromise and non-compromise thing. It's a mess. It is a mess. Let me know what you think of it in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.